Hi everyone, Key of W with Islands of Insight. This is just kind of becoming my thing, playing this game until we all die. Uh, I happen to be right by the Lost Grid, so we're going to start with that. I am trying to work on doing other games and stuff, but like this one's easy to pick up and go, and the other ones are I have to practice them and like get all the videos together and then upload. Whereas this one I just kind of do on the fly. I sit down, I'm like, I feel like playing this game, and I just turn on the machine. So what do we got here? 5 going this way. 1, 2, 3. It's possible this one's a white one. In fact, there's no guarantee anywhere here. This, either this is white and both of these are black, or other way around. Well, if we did this piece here, what would it affect? Say, it would require this one to be black. Hold on a second. It's easier to not guess. Here, this is a 3 across, this is a 3 across, and these are 1s. So there has to be one of these two, and then one of these two. And then with this 2, we cannot possibly have this piece. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the 5 does have to be a black cell, because otherwise we don't have enough to go on. If this were a black piece, all of this would have to be white. Right? So this has to be the white piece. Which means this has to be the black piece. There you go. So then we have our 2s. That means this is a white piece. This has to be white. This has to be black. So then those are white. This is black. That's black. And that's black. Not too bad. C, D. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Can't I just do this? Why on earth would I do anything else other than that? Is it because I'm going to run out of space? Is that the idea? Like, I can connect it here and then we're good. Like, the idea is I'm supposed to connect them like so. Like, okay, that's fine. No. Okay, so we can't have both of these directions. We only have one of these two directions. Can't go that. Actually, if I go, I can do it this way. No, I can't, because then that can't happen. So can't both of these. It could be this way. Got it. No. Hold on. Why is this one tricking me? Like if I connected this here and then this way. If I bring this out, it goes here, then this is overdone. Hold on. So if I connect this here, this is the... okay. So yeah, if I connect this one straight up to this point, we're in trouble because this is how it goes. So we can't connect that there. If this one connects here, then we can't. This is impossible to solve as well. So neither of these connect to this piece. Oh, so it's just like that. It was really easy and I just was stupid. I think that's the answer to that puzzle. 2. 2. The 8's got to come out, so the 4 comes out this way and that way. That would overload. This has to come out. The 16. Well, this has to be a light square, because if it's not, we connect there. So that's a light square, which means 16 comes out that way. That solves this. That would overload, so there you go here. Oh, okay. Oh, is that all? And we have to make pure rectangles with black. 3, 4, 5, 6. Only one. There's got to be 2 here, though. So if this is 1 and that's possible. 2. There's got to be 2, 2. So it could be this. 4. There's 2 here. There's none there. There's 3 here and 3 there. Okay, well that solves that bit. One of these has to be like this, right? Because we only have 1. Actually, they both could be like this, and we could have a piece here. 2, 6, 6. Looking for any other sort of break in here. 3 pieces this way. 6, 6. There's got to be 4 more from these guys coming down. And only 1 more from here. And it can't attach, because if I did this, anything like this would cause a problem. It would be here. Or it's like this. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Which means, well, if I did these here, we would suddenly have to do this, and then none of these could be here. So this must be where I put these pieces. I could do it this way, and we're good. And now the question is how to do the rest of this. So it's going to be 2 here, 2 in there. If I did it like this, I think I would do it this way. Yep. Interesting puzzle. Not my favorite, but definitely not bad. Okay, this just looks confusing, but I know I have to start there. We can't have dominoes anywhere. Alright, good to know. Oh, this is going to be interesting. How do I make this work? Oh, no, I can make dominoes. Hold on. I can't make diagonals. That's what I can't make. So this has to come out. So the 9 and the 10 here. The 9 and the 10 have to both go the same amount left and right. But up and down, the 10 has to move 1 space further, which means the 9 can't look up and down. Because then it would be impossible to do anything. Which means we have to go all the way across. This is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 up here. These are done. That has to be a light cell. We just can't have diagonals, so that's the only thing I can worry about. That's going to stop. I think this is done as well. That's diagonal. We got to get rid of that. These 9s all have to have the same amount of vertical movement, but the 11 has to go 2 spaces further up or down. Where's our next step here? Because if we do this, we would have to also do this. Because the 9s would have to have the same amount of vertical space, because they're both on the same line. So this has to be a dark cell. That's got to be a light cell. That's going to be a light cell. These are all on the same line, and since this one doesn't go up or down, neither do these. Which means that doesn't. That can't go up or down. That's got to be a light cell. So this is finished. Those have to be light cells. That has to be a light cell. This is already complete. So now that's complete. This has to move up or down. This cannot go up or down. That has to be done, so we have to move this way, and we're done. That was strange. The rule set just resulted in... Oh, have I done all the Lost Grid music puzzles? I guess I have. Connect all dark cells. Viewpoints. Well, this is done. This is done. Where do we go from here? This has to come out some direction, but there's really no hindrance here. Now, if this were a dark cell, it's still possible. Like, we can bring it out this way, and it's really not an issue. Those have to be dark cells, and they have to escape. So if I did this, that's fine. If I did this, we would have to have a light cell here. There's no getting around it. And then we if we did this as a dark cell, then we'd have to come through here. It's not gonna happen. So that is a light cell. We could still block this just fine. No. Therefore, that's light. We're good here. Do we have the same issue going this way? If this is light, it would connect here like so. If this is dark, we'd have to have a light cell here, and we'd have to go through here, or we'd be in trouble. So this does have to be a light cell, and it has to connect like this. The 4 is complete. The 5 has to move up at least once, which means this comes out like so. And we're done here. The 4 is done. The 5 has to move out at least once. I think we're just symmetrical at that point. Alright, let's do this 2-star one. Okay, so we got 2x2 blocks. Connect all dark cells. So, perfectly symmetrical setting here, and these light cells will never touch each other. This has to happen. Oh, that's weird when it's on the edge like that. So, we have to make sure that the pattern, so this 20 attaches, that these 20s are symmetrical to each other. These are symmetrical. This is symmetrical to here, right? So this also has to be attached, which means these two are not. These two are not. So this has to be 16. Right now we're at 8, so 2 more blocks. Those 2 more blocks will fill this up. This 24 has got to be vertically symmetrical. Okay. This can't happen, so it's dark cells here. This cannot go up twice there, so it has to only go up once, so one of these two. That didn't help me at all. Okay, no, we can't do this one because it would have a symmetry problem. So it is this one and that one. Like so. Okay. This is fine. These are all fine as long as they match. So 24. So this would work. That's 24. Actually, hold on. Is there any way to not have these two? No. It's got to be, I think, both of these. Or just one of them? I can do just one of them, but why would I do just one of them? I can't go any further this direction. I think this is the only way to make the 24. Which now we have to block like so. But we don't have enough here. So that is not the only way to make the 24 then. If I bring this out, I have to bring this out. Now we would have to block this. Which means we have to bring down, we have to block here. We'd have 4 out of 5 pieces. The 5th piece would be there. So this would require us to lose immediately. So I think that means these are dark cells. So it looks like something like this. But how do you get one more piece of this? Unless I was right about, like, this sort of thing. Yeah, that's it. That's how you do it. There we go. That's a fun one. I like that puzzle a lot. Let's grab this one right here. I don't want to spend too long on the lost grids. We got plenty more that will load in some other day. All dark regions have 5. So that means this does have to move out. Like so. It can't go there. Ooh, the trick with these. These see 5 and have to have an area of 5, so you have to see everything in their area. So this is probably not going to happen. No, because if this happened, what do we do? What do we do? We're done. So this has to come down. It can't. It has to go. Yeah, this 5 has to be like so, and it's an area 5, so that's done. That has to come down, which means we're here. These would overload it. This would overload it. Okay. These have to connect, which means they have to both C5. These two have to C5. Those can't connect to each other. So the only way this sees 5, well, this can see 5 like so, or like this. Actually, no, not like this, because then how is this going to see 5? It has to be like this or that. So these are definitely here. The trouble with doing this is we have no space left, so that's white. This would overload, so we are here. This has to come out, so we have this. I believe this is the only way to make this 4 work. This has to come up. Means that ain't gonna happen. So there we are, and we're good. That's an interesting puzzle. Let's grab a couple pattern grids, because those are part of this set. It looks like the goal here is to get the shapes on the outside to the inside. No. Like this shape here, I don't. There's a 5 like this, but not like that. Why? What? Oh, it could be that the white cell is this thing here, right? Is the number. So this is a 5, and the number 5 has to be here. So I need a number 4 where the 4, yeah, it's going to be this one, and then this number 4 is going to be like so. Then we need a 2 that's up, a 2 that's sideways. That's obvious. And then the 6 has to look like this. That's not a great pattern grid. That's just a puzzle. Okay. Complete the pattern. It's not some kind of symmetry, is it? We have this. What if it's... That's some kind of symmetry. I'm not sure what kind. Is this... This is dice. This is dice. You fold the dice. This is the pattern you get. So we have a 6 here. Opposite the 6 should be a 1. So is this the 1 here? Because it's going to be on the opposite of this. And then opposite of 2 should be 5. Opposite of 3 should be 4. Oh gosh, that's... okay. Complete the pattern. This just kind of looks like we're doing... Oh, hold on. Should it be... Hold on, this is 2 across, then 4. Then this should be 6. Then it should be 8. Like this. And then here, 1, 3, 6. And then whatever this is, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to glean this. If there's got to be some significance to that. I don't know. What's happening here? What is this? So we've got... What? So the question would be, is it that whatever's here is sort of an operation that you perform on these? Or is this a pattern that's repeated here? Like if you have 2 black cells, you make 1 here. If you have a white and a black, you make a white. If you have a black and a white, you make a white. If you have 2 whites, you make a black. Right? So this is black and a white makes a white. White and a white makes a black. White and a white makes a black. White and a black makes a white. So white, black makes white. Black, black makes black. So 2 of the same color, 2 of the opposite color make white. So that's what this should be. Opposite colors make white. That does that. Opposite colors do white, 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 black. Same color, opposite. Same color, opposite, opposite. Oh, cool. Actually kind of interesting. The trouble with the ones with operations, though, is that you can't... The way to communicate the operations is the same method that you actually do the puzzle, so it can make some tricky stuff if you're not careful. It can make it that the instructions actually are more misleading than anything else. So I definitely don't want to just make this break here. I think that's a trap. I need to make a break of 4 somewhere in here. That needs to happen. So I think if I do this, I'll win. Yep. Do I want to spend my time in Verdant Glen? I've spent a lot of time in Verdant Glen. I have by far and away the most puzzles here. Actually, do I remember what I had on my little save stats file? I think I've actually done almost the same percentage of Lucent Waters, but I can double check that. Where's that? I hear a cube. There you are. I can hit the Lucent Waters again, see if I've got enough for the, I've got enough for the... What's it? The puzzle radar to show up. No white squares, no checkerboards, no 3 in a row of black, no 4 in a row of white, no 3 in a row there, no checkerboards, no 3 in a row, no checkerboards. No checkerboards, no 4 in a row. No squares. No squares, no checkerboards, no 3 in a row, no checkerboards. Yeah, let's head in Lucent Waters, grab a few. Maybe we'll see that puzzle radar. I mean, it's still a little bit too early for that to do any good. Because, you know, there's way too many unsolved puzzles for me to make sense of what I'm looking at, but... What's this one gonna be? Somewhere in here? Sure. Hold on. This counts. That counted as a Lucent Waters arch right there, even though we're in Autumn Falls. This looks like the only move. Actually, I can put both of these up here and just... Oh, wait, that was easy. Okay, there's all 8 flow orbs that are all just in line here. So I think we just gotta get this around the corner. Don't know if we'll get this one first try. Yeah, good enough. Okay, back to where I was previously. Well, I don't see any reason not to do that. This guy, I think, has to go all the way to the left. So how am I going to get that to happen? I don't want to move this, I don't think. What if I did this, and then I moved this up, and I started moving across, and we're good. I have a feeling since the most recent thing I did was spend about 8 hours in Lucent Waters, some of the puzzles will not have unloaded, so I won't actually have a ton of puzzles to do here. But we'll see. I think this one just is... No. No. There. Not too bad. Okay, I see some red boxes. Well, let's get this out of the way, this out of the way, and then we just need blue and yellow. It'll eventually happen. Yeah. That's outside. That's looking up at... Oh, I hear a cube. I do. Don't worry about it. It's looking up from here, I think. Yep. There we go. How about you? Why don't you just stand there? Also... neither of those. Oh, wow, there's a whole nother... There's a lot of matchboxes right here today. How about you? Completely different thing. Completely different set. Hold on, there's a lot. There's a lot of matchboxes. Let's get some of them at the very least. Hold on, that one definitely goes here. Oh, no. This one looks like it's a pain. Somewhere in there? That's kind of, but not quite. I think it's some... No, where am I supposed to be? Sure, that'll be it. Dang, this is a lot. Okay, that one went over here, so let's get those. Still wondering about these two out here. What are we looking for? Oh my gosh, there's more. Okay, so that one goes... Oh, not there. It was on the floor here. This is new. That is also new. Dang. There's a lot. I mean, a lot of times there's spots that have tons of matchboxes, but they don't all load in on the same day. Getting lucky here. Okay, where do you go? I'm starting with looking up high, but I might need to look down low for some of this. Or just get a nice faraway perspective and see what I find. Take care of you, since you've been sitting here waiting for me this whole time. So patiently. That was easy. That's... How about this puzzle that's been staring at me? Oh! Nice. I barely saw it out of the corner of my eye up there. Well, that is going to happen. Is there a reason to do this yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to break them 3 at a time. Well, if I did this, then not... Well, I think I'd lose. I gotta first do... First do this? No, that just gave me the same thing I just did. Here? No, that's a losing move. Nope. I meant to do that. And this is a stupid move, too. Certainly is not this. I just did that. So the thing here is that... Oh, no, this actually is fine. This is fine. Baited. Tricked. Bamboozled. So maybe the view is here. Well, those two go together. Should probably also... Oh, hold on. These just loaded in. They were not here a second ago. 6 flow orbs there. Okay, this is going to be a pain. Hold on. Nope, missed. Yeah, the movement's just not precise enough for this, where it's like we're going to go around the edges of these things here. Nope. See, it's just not... It's so imprecise that this is absolutely awful. Awful one. Okay, I'm looking at this one, looking at F-tier puzzle right here. The best flow orbs we've discussed are ones in which the orbs are very far apart, because the movement system is such that orbs that are close together are really hard to get in a way that isn't fun. Because the movement is too floaty. I cannot precisely turn around this. Look at that. I'm trying to turn around the corner and I can't turn the corner. Right? Yep, and I missed that. Yeah, it's too floaty to be fun. And at no point in playtesting did anyone making this game figure it out, which is kind of embarrassing. Alright. So that piece goes to the one over here. Ah, that goes to the one on the floor somewhere. There. I see it from here to there. Okay, so I still got to figure out where the other one of those is. Is it this in the bush? Yeah, it's there. Alright, those are all those matchboxes. Was this here a moment ago? That's just looking... which one is here? It's just looking at it here. That's easy. Don't make 4 in a row. Cool. Connect all Dark Souls, though. Don't make 4 in a row. Okay. Can't be that one. Okay, that's a bridge over here, isn't it? I hear it. I hear the archway. Thank you. How are we doing in puzzles in Lucent Waters? Oh, we've got plenty of these. Let's get Sage's Knowledge. Something I can wear? Yes. Which one did I get? This one? This one? I don't know. I got... Yeah, just Sage's Knowledge. Yeah, the cosmetics make a lot more sense when this was a forcibly a multiplayer online game. But they're still kind of okay. Alright. I don't hate them, but they definitely are not doing much for me, because I don't see myself when I play in first-person mode all the time. Alright. Making my way into whatever. Autumn Falls, that's the name. Neither of these match. Is it under the bridge, maybe? Yeah, it's under the bridge. Yeah. Alright, that would overload, that would overload, that would overload. Connect all dark cells. So they're going to connect through here and here. Like this. There we go. Okay. So red should be last. Let's get blue in place. Let's get yellow. Let's get blue in place again, and then let's get red. Alright, where's the other piece for this one? There. two I suspect are on top of there. Yep. Figured that would be the most interesting place to put it. So how do we get both at once? We need a good angle that sees that edge. There we go. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, sure. Yes, I'll take it. Don't make squares. Will do. Connect all dark and all light cells. Alright, well that's gotta happen. Which means one of these at least. Do this or that. If it's here, we need to avoid, we need to do this. It'll be fine, yeah. Alright. I think I gotta be somewhere in here to see all of these pieces. Ah, move a little bit in this way and we get it. Cool. Okay, we only see 3 dark cells. No branching paths and no dead ends. So it's gotta be like this. It's gotta be like that. Like, we can have this, but then it would be busted there. Only 3 here. What if I made this the way? And then, oh, like so. Now, here are the 3. Yep. Not too bad. It's hard to do because of the trees, but I'm so good at video games that I did it anyway. This is certainly a move, but then I would need to bring the other yellow one to the right. I think we'll start there. This is terrible. What am I doing? Okay. What if I started here? No, I can never break this. How do I get this down here? What if I do that, and then I bring this over? No, that's still bad. If I start here... Wait, what is this? Yeah, because it breaks there. I can't have that break. I can do this? Yeah, this... How do I get this piece over? I know if I bring this up, I get to break these just fine, but I need to get a piece from here over this way, right? Like that's going to be where that goes. So these 3 would break, but then how do I get the green ones across unless I've already got the yellows over somehow? Like this is not... This isn't good. How do I get... Even if I do this, how do I get this to happen? It's not... And doing this, of course, is bad because we break here. But if we do it this way first, it's still not good. Like, I need... If I break here, I reduce... That doesn't do any good for me. Yeah, see, like, it's just great, cool. Now I got 2 pillars. If I could get this one over 1 more, we'd be fine. The only way to do that is to get these to the bottom. Which that's not how you do it. This brings them low, but now that spot's done. Yeah, that's not going to work either. Bringing this over closer. This, oh, we might have it, we might have it. There we go. Wow, that's a tricky one. I liked it. I saw that one appear. Why'd the music suddenly go all creepy like that? Yeah, this is like the serene deluge music. What's going on? Oh, is there anything in there? No. Let's do another one. Maybe it's on top of the whole building. How about that? Nope. It is not. Yeah. Just get that guy out of my hair so I don't have to listen to him. Maybe down in here? Yep. Probably somewhere down here. I haven't really checked down here too much. Well, that's the edge of that. A little too low, I think. Oh, hold on. It's definitely on this side. Since the orb seems to be shrinking this way. Oh, oh, come on. That is so good. Okay, thank you. trying to trick me with that. How about you? Alright, let's get that out of the way. Let's get the yellow, and then let's get the green and the red together. And then let's get the blue. Sure. Kind of over the phasic dials now. It'd be nice if there were way, way less of them. If I stand... Oh, it might be up on top here. Nope, here. And now... Ah, just on the other side of the rock here. And a separate phasic dial. Okay, let's get this in. Let's get that in. And then, okay, that was too easy. I kind of feel that way with a phasic dial. Either it's like that easy, like, okay, I solved it in 3 nanoseconds, or I'm sitting there just randomly pressing buttons till I get it. Maybe I'm just not smart enough for phasic dials. It kind of feels like that's what they all turn into. Okay. So, is this a case of go across the chasm? I don't think so. It might just be a case of other side of this rock. Oh, not even. This is barely a puzzle right here. Okay. Sure. How many of these have I done? Or fractals? Not that many today, but oh gosh. There's just so many morphic fractals. Like, what do they have to offer after you've done 5 of them? Right? Like, what are we bringing new to the table here? Alright. That, I'm definitely looking down here, but what's the angle I gotta be at? I've gotta see some. I've gotta see that building in the background, but it's not directly behind like it is now. False alarm, thought I was gonna sneeze. It's actually a little further this way. And then it's kind of like this, right? It might be this tree seen from like over here. From over here? Yeah, okay. We're getting there. Speaking of, what is that guy looking at? This could be anywhere, like literally anywhere. Because you can see that from a lot of places. Okay. What do we do here? Let's get... Okay, now just blue and red. Eventually do they go? No, they don't. They're off. That does it. Okay, so I gotta go like this. And then let's get them together. And then now I've got to get these back in sync. Can I even get them back in sync? Yes, I can. No, this is... I've got to do this, get these back in sync. Okay. All numbers are off by 1. Great. I love that. My favorite. It's actually not terrible puzzles to do all numbers are off by 1. I just dislike it because it just requires an extra step in trying to figure out what these numbers are. So this could be a 2 or a 4. I don't know. That has to be a 2 now because it can't be a 4. This could be a 3 or a 5. I don't know. It actually can't be a 5 because it would stretch over too far, so this is a 3. Just what direction it goes, I don't know. So these two probably attach to each other, so they're going to be a 15. This could be a 5 or a 3. Well, hold on. If I do this, for instance, yeah, that's the only way to make that work. So yeah, we just have to do that. This seems overly complex. That gets all of that, but there's no way to move the other 3 without undoing that. Well, actually, hold on. Is there a way? There. And then, is there a way to just do blue and red? Yeah, but it's not gonna match here. So if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and then try it again, yeah. Hold on, let's do this. Puzzle is right here. Those can't connect. A does have to escape. Cool. B has to escape as well. We can't make branching paths. Can't do that, so no branching paths. This has to escape. That's got to be a dark cell. We can do branching paths of white if we like, but probably not going to be all that important. This would be a disaster at the end of the B, so it does have to come out this way. Branching paths would happen there. Let's just block this off so we don't have to worry about it. Can I do it this way? Probably not. Let's see. Okay. Not too bad. Another phasic dial. Alright, let's get yellow out of the way now. Let's get this together. Hold on. No, let's get this back to get it in sync. Would have to like so, and now just red and blue maybe. It's not going to be in sync. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, this will eventually go, but this will be out of sync. Like so. Like this, let's get this. Okay. This puzzle's starting to irritate me. There's so many of them. Okay, a little bit simpler, but let's get the red done first, and then get green. Can the yellow be done? I think so. Yeah. Where'd that sightseer go? Here it is. That is looking... I'm like way up high, but I'm in this general area. Yeah, I'm like on that building. Right? I'm looking down, looking at this, right? Yeah, I gotta look over from this place, maybe? Sweet. Why does it change? Okay. Occasionally the game just decides I need to have a different camera angle. This seems like a trap. Seems like we want to do it this way. That's interesting. How are we on time? We're getting close to an hour. Let me finish off with... Okay, everyone loves phasic dials, I know, so we're going to do that. We're always going to be moving the cyan color, so let's get the yellow and green out of the way. Let's get that, and then let's get the... Ooh, the blue needs to be taken care of as well. That'll eventually happen here. Now just red and cyan. Okay. floor, so we can get one of these out of the way too. Touch all 6. So maybe we'll start with one up high. Okay. I don't care about the other time. We'll just take it. Hey, we're going to do a good puzzle now. I don't know if I'd call this puzzle. It's just hide and seek, but it's still... I like hidden pentads. They are just about my favorite puzzle type in the entire game. Wait, is it in? In the tree. There. How about you? It'd be so funny if it was in here, but it isn't, because there's that one back there. So it's going to be back here, I think. There. Nice. I'll check that out in a second. In the meantime, how about... Oh, hold on. It's not going to be back here. This orb is shrinking. Is it up on top of the building? I haven't checked. Yeah, it is. Alright. Sparks? Sure. Actually, I'm looking at these things. Do I have any unclaimed? Yeah, I have an unclaimed from match 3. Essence of Insight? That's going to be trails. You know what? Sure, that'll get me all the girls. What's happening here? Ooh, hey. Cool puzzle. That's not going to happen. Galaxy center rotational symmetry. I think it's just going to be like this. Let's grab one more quick puzzle and we'll say that's good for the day. That doesn't count. I was thinking like grab one quick logic grid and be good for the day, but I don't see any. Okay, I see one there. Hold on. Got this. And then we'll be good for the day. Alright, I gotta get 5, 4. Getting 4 down here. This has to be a light because there'd be no way to make this add up to 4. So those are taken care of. Which means that both of these have to be. These are all done. 5s are complete. 2s are complete. 3s are complete. Easy. Alright, this has been fun. Thanks for hanging out with me. Being my friend. I'll see you all in the next video, I guess. Which is probably going to be more of this until I get some other series finished up. But yeah, I'm enjoying this, so I hope you are too. Have a good one, and goodbye.